Hey guys, what is going on? Blossom is back, and today I am back with a new Top Drives Top 10 video. However, it is slightly different. This is going to be a three-part series of a series that already exists, if that makes sense. And it's basically the top 10 cars you should invest in. So I'm breaking it into three parts: beginner, intermediate, and finally advanced. So this is going to be the top 10 cars for a beginner to invest in, and basically you should invest in this if you're a beginner or any level above that. So basically everyone. And every car I will cover in this will be from D to F. So basically rare, uncommon, and common. Intermediate, I'm going to be covering the cars you should invest in for ultra rare and as well as super rare. And then finally we end with advanced, which is the epic and the legendary. So basically this is my opinion mixed in with a couple of other opinions of people that I know, of just some really nice low RQ cars you guys can invest in. And that basically means cars that you should keep, whether you find it in a campaign or a pack, max out and just use out of your mind. Anyway, starting off with number 10, we have the Volkswagen Corrado 16V. New car, German Renaissance, never owned it. I might have gotten it before, but probably sold it out of just habit of selling cars. 8.0 0 to 60 is kind of okay. It's not that impressive. I think what really takes the cake for this car is that top speed of 140, which is very, very high for an uncommon car, and that very nice handling of 76. They're very rare cars, or they're very little cars that actually hit such high grip at such a low RQ limit, and you can kind of see that trend going in this video. I think this car is medium clearance too, correct me if I'm wrong, but one of the main reasons this is on the list is because I haven't owned it, but it's a really highly anticipated car, and I know a lot of Top Drives players that have it. They have it maxed out or they want it. So this is number 10 in the list. Moving on, in the 9th spot is the Renault Twizy F1. This car is my own, and basically if I own the car, I will show you a picture like this, so I can show you what it looks like maxed out and how I upgraded it. And if I don't own it, I'll show it like just the car itself, like in the Corrado. So Renault Twizy is a no-brainer. If you guys have this, definitely keep it. Super, super light car, 4.90 to 60, which is like unheard of for the uncommon range, and 77 handling, which is not bad. If you think about it, there is a Caterham that has 77 handling. I don't know what the model name was, but that was basically going to be on the list if the Twizy F1 did not exist. This car is very, very strong. I think the only two factors that are bringing it down is the slick tires, which honestly is not a huge problem. Just don't use it in the wet. And that, well, that top speed, it's 74. It's not a lot. I know jet skis that can go faster than that. But yeah, 4.90 to 60 is very impressive. 77 handling, and what really takes the cake here is the weight. This thing is a specialist car for car park, not really G-force I would say, but twisty circuit. Very nice car. And one more thing I want to say about the Twizy that I forgot to say is that, it's a good car if I have it. It's a good car if I have it because it's French, if that makes sense, because I don't collect French cars. So if I do have it, there's a really good reason for it. Moving on, in the 8th place is the Volkswagen Up GT. Now, this is a car I've been wanting for a long time. The German Renaissance, just haven't had the luck of getting it yet, but maybe it's like the Corrado. Maybe I've gotten it and maybe I've just sold it. But I have been looking out for the Volkswagen Up for a while now. Once again, very, very good grip. 77. Having that maxed out could probably hit 87, 86, combined with a very impressive 0 to 60 of 8.3. I just realized I ate my own words there because the Corrado has a 8.0 and I said that was eh. So I guess the 8.3 is eh. But still, very, very impressive car. Moving on, in 7th place is one of my own. It is the Mazda Yunus Roadster RS Limited. That's a long name. Even the name can't even fit in the slot that is given for the name of the car, if you can see. One of the reasons why I think this car is so great, if I was gonna put it in short term, basically it used to be one of the weakest rare cars, and that's why it got downgraded. But because of that, it now has become one of the strongest uncommon cars, if that makes sense. Cars that just got downgraded from a rank, to me, isn't a bad thing, and I think it's a good thing. And I feel like a lot of people should honestly take advantage of that, hop on that car, and max it out. Because, yes, maybe it was the worst car in an X rank, but then it just became one of the best cars in the X rank. So this car is basically just a victim of that. Very, very nice car. Very rare for you to see a car that hits 90 handling, as well as the combination of standard tires. Now, yes, the top speed is very low. 8 seconds 0 to 60 is not very impressive, and that's 8 seconds maxed out. The Volkswagen Corrado is 8 seconds base. So starting to think about it, that 8 seconds 0 to 60 is actually really impressive. But yeah, not a car for drags, not a car for fast circuits, but definitely is a car for twisties, G-force, and basically anything that has a turn in the rain. Very, very strong car at a very, very low RQ. Definite keep if you guys have it. And honestly, in all honesty, I think this car is going back to rare in the next update. It's too good to be an uncommon. Moving on to 7th place, this is the last car on the list that I don't own, that I really should be, and that is the Ford Escort Rally Spec. This car combines good handling with off-road tires, and off-road tires, well, they are the best tires to use for dirt, or ice, or anything that is, well, off-road. Very nice car, maxed out, I think it's like 81 or 82, and the handling, not the handling, I already talked about the handling, but the 0 to 60 is not bad. It's really not bad. The only thing that's bringing it down is that low top speed, but I think it's a great car, and I've actually had it for a while. Had it sitting in my garage for a couple months, and then I sold it. I regret doing that now because it's actually a really good car, but the main reason why I sold it at the time is because there was one car that was just getting the job done better, and that was the Mercedes-Benz 280GE. This car is 4-wheel drive, which is what the Escort doesn't have. It also has off-road tires and very nice 0 to 60 for an SUV. Also has a pretty decent top speed. Yes, it has very bad grip, and I think that's the main thing that's bringing this car down. But if you can look away from the grip, it actually has really good off-road tires, or actually the off-road tires are really good in itself, and the 4-wheel drive capability. So if you combine the 4-wheel drive and the off-road capabilities together, it kind of makes up for that 66 handling, as a lot of off-road cars don't have good handling anyway. Very good car, also has high ground clearance, so you want to use it for hill climb, motocross track, any kind of city streets in the dirt, if that's even a thing. I think it is. Honestly, you could even use it for drags. The 8.6 0 to 60 for an SUV, especially in an all SUV event, 8.6 is not bad for an SUV, right? So definitely a great car, and I do love it. Had it for, I don't know, over a year, maybe a year and a half in my garage now. Great car. Moving on, now obviously all of you guys saw this one coming. It is the Honda Beat. If you're new to top drives and you don't know any of the common cars very well, if there was one common car you had to collect, it is the Honda Beat. Honestly, it deserves the team favorite tag. I don't know why it's not there. I love this car so much. It's just cute. It's a cute car, and it's also really good. It gets the job done in anything twisty. Anything that has a turn, it gets the job done. Yes, it has no top speed. Yes, it has a disgusting 0 to 60, 10 seconds. Oh my goodness, but who cares? 85 handling. 85 handling for 4 RQ. That is a steal. Back in the day, maybe a couple months ago, that would be 85 handling for 3 RQ. Then it got upgraded by 1 RQ point. Amazing car. You don't expect to win with this car, just expect to lose by not a lot of points, and that's that's the main reason why everyone loves this car. Use it for G-force, twisty, maybe even hairpin, but yeah, such a reliable car. Slalom as well. Moving on is one of my favorite rare cars, the Mazda MX5 BBR Turbo. Amazing car. Used to be RQ14, got bumped down to 13, and I don't know why. One of the main reasons that this car is such a must to invest in is, well, let me tell you this, guys. Out of every rare car in top drives, this car has the highest grip, sitting at 92. Honestly, if you upgraded it 233 or 699, it might even hit 93. That's crazy. Combine that with a decent top speed of 142 and a average 0 to 60 of 5.9. It's a force to be reckoned with. It's also a very light car. It's also a convertible, so it can be used in convertible events. And it is RQ13, and it has pop-up headlights. Very, very nice car. I love this car, honestly. One of my favorites, and I'm so happy to have it. But yeah, that is the Mazda MX-5 BBR Turbo, one of my high recommendations. Moving on is the BMW Z4 S-Drive 18i. Long name. These cars are great, honestly. 89 handling, a top speed of almost 150. That's insane. And a 0 to 60 of 6.1 seconds. Very nice all-round car for its RQ of 12. It's kind of in the lower range of the rare, which I don't know why. I feel like it'll get upgraded a little bit, maybe RQ13. But it's a very, very good car. MRA is it's okay. Grip is really, really good. And that top speed is really impressive, which means you can use this car for G-force, for twisty, or even 0 to 100, or even 100 to 125, or 75 to 125, whatever that track is called. You could even use it for fast circuits, honestly, because of the high top speed. This is a very, very versatile car, and the RQ makes it 10 times more versatile, because 12 RQ is low. It really is. So I think this is a great car and deserves the number 2 spot on this list. Now, before I get to number 1, I'm going to do a couple honorable mentions, 3 of them. And yeah, comment down below what you think the number 1 car is, and we'll see if you're correct. So for some honorable mentions, we have the Ford Mondeo. Basically, this car is medium ground clearance with 89 handling and standard tires. My case is closed. Besides that is the Chevrolet Corvette 396. This is the best drag car for rares that isn't a prize car. That isn't a prize car. And if you guys haven't wondered, for this list and for this series of cars you should invest in, I'm not including prize cars because not everybody can get them. Has great MRA, very impressive MRA, and a 4.60 to 60, which is on paper not as good as you might think when you compare it to its competitors, but the MRA kind of brings this car out of the roof. It's really amazing. Really recommend you to anybody to invest in this car. The last honorable mention I want to do is the Chrysler Laser XT. This car combines medium ground clearance with 86 handling and a decent 0 to 60 of 6.6. That's very impressive, 6.60 to 60, now thinking about it, because, you know, this brings me back to the Corrado of the 8 seconds and how I don't know if that's average or not. Well, 6.6, now that is very impressive. Anyway, guys, those are all the honorable mentions. Now to the number 1 spot in the car I think you should invest in the most if you haven't already, and that is, can you guess what it is? The Lotus Elise 1.6. This car used to be a super rare RQ15C, and it got downgraded to an RQ14 rare. This brings me back to my normal formula, I guess, or my statement of what I said is it could have been one of the worst super rares, but now it's one of the best rares. And honestly, it really is. This car is super, super, super light, coming in at 830 kilograms. And name me one car that is rare that has a 0 to 60, well, name me one other car besides this that has a 0 to 60 of under 5 seconds and handling of over 86. And I will wait here. Because there isn't. This is a car of its own. It's in a class of its own. It's in a level of its own. Really, really great car. And, you know, when I was talking about the BMW of 89 handling, about versatility, this car kind of has the same amount of versatility. Yes, it's not RQ12. Yes, it's maybe expensive, especially when you're thinking about a rare event. But this car is so versatile. You can use it for quarter miles, even with that super low 0 to 60. You can use it for G-force. You can use it for twisty. You can use it for hairpin. You can use it for fast circuit even, and anything in between. As long as you don't use it for 1 mile or half mile, then you're in the clear. Really great car, honestly, guys, and I think this is a car everyone should invest in. Really nice Lotus Elise. Anyway, hope you guys enjoyed this video. That is my top 10 list for cars you should invest in for the beginner, or top 10 beginner cars you should invest in. Let me know what you think in the comments below, what your opinions are. And if you think there's some cars that I missed out and should be added to the list. But with that said, there will be a top 10 version for super rares and ultra rares, as well as epics and legendaries. So if you guys have any recommendations, any cars you want to see on those lists, also comment down below. Anyway, hope you guys have a great day, and I'll see you all next time. Blossom out.